Hello and welcome. You're watching The Logical Indian. I'm Shweta Kothari. With me is my colleague Bharat. Heartbreaking news coming in of a 24-year-old Ansari, Tabrez Ansari, who was in fact beaten up to death on intervening night of 17th of June. He succumbed to his injuries on 22nd of this month, which is on the Saturday, Bharat. He was beaten by a mob, absolutely gruesome death. Remember, this happened due to various reasons. Bharat, why was he beaten up?
Till now, the reason that has been said by the public is that he was trying to thief cattle or something. At the same time, the video that has emerged that shows that he was being forced to say Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman in the video, and at the same time there is one video where he was being beaten up by a stick, where he was saying that please let me go, but he was not allowed. At the same time, a Jharkhand activist who saw him going somewhere, he said that he was taken by two men with him to somewhere on June 17 night, and he was not aware where he was being taken.
Okay, so contradictory so far statements that have come in, not just from his family but also from people who are aware of the incident. Firstly, it is being said that he was taken by the two men along with him. He did not know about whether they were authentic people or not. They belonged to the same village that he comes from, and they had some history.
Yes.
They were beaten up on the theft of stealing motorcycles in the area. So that was the allegation that surfaced. They were caught. He was mercilessly beaten up for 18 hours. In a video that surfaced, Tabrez Ansari was told or forced to rather chant Jai Shri Ram. When he refused to do so, and when he wasn't loud enough, he was brutally beaten up by the local mob. One person has been arrested. But this is a larger problem now. Bharat, this stems as a larger problem in the course of things and the course of incidents that we have been seeing around in this country. This is not the first time. In fact, earlier, a few months back, a doctor who was in Delhi, and it was an amusing incident for him because he was in Connaught Place and he was caught by a group of men and he was told to chant Jai Shri Ram.
So this is a larger problem, considering that earlier when this before 2018 when the news emerged, most of us were believing that it is a result of fake news. Now the fake news or the hatred that is in the society, that has gone into vein of people, and now they are ready to beat someone just because the person is not saying Jai Shri Ram or not saying Jai Hanuman. In this case also, this is 13th incident in Jharkhand where lynching has taken place. If you have not forgotten, in 2017 also, in May 2017, in the same area where Tabrez Ansari has been lynched to death, in the same area 7 people were lynched to death on the allegations of child lifting. The allegation of child lifting are just, we can call them excuses. Right now the idea that one can take law and order on their hand is there. And this has been, I believe this has been supported by the political parties also. Remember, most of us must have seen a photo of a person who was lynched in Ramgarh, Jharkhand, where he was being beaten to death, and he was with his folded hand was requesting to be relieved, but he was not. And that incident.
So lynching is not new to India,
yes,
Bharat, but yeah, lynching now in the name of Ram, quite contradictory and ironical. Remember, Purushottam Ram, the wisest of all men, the wisest of the gods that there is. Under his reign, India, the Bharat that we know today, flourished in peace, in prosperity. Beating and killing in the name of a god who believed in peace, and they call themselves followers of Lord Ram. Let me quickly take in a few comments before we discuss further, because quite interesting comments coming in there from Jyoti Prabhu saying, where are you when Hindus are raped, lynched and killed? We're very much here, ma'am. If you've been following us, we take up each and every Hindu being killed. It's about a citizen of this country killed in the name of religion. Ironical, because he was killed the very day when the Ministry of External Affairs dismissed a US report that talked about religious intolerance in India. So Jyoti Prabhu there, this is not about a Muslim or a Hindu. It's about a citizen of this country who's been killed, and we continue to take up the cause irrespective of whether that person is a Hindu or a Muslim. Nobody deserves to be killed in the name of religion. Another comment coming in there from Gulam Dastagir, he's writing, intent was to kill, forget action. There is total silence from Chief Minister and Prime Minister. Internal matter hai. India बहुत tolerant देश है. 2 crore Hindus are employed in Muslim countries. All right, so he's written a rather very long message there, Ghulam Dastagir. Now, it's important to point out, remember, these are one-off incidents. These do not happen on a daily basis. These happen once a while. But there is a growing trend here that needs to be addressed. No religion permits you to kill, especially not Hinduism. We are a very peaceful religion. All of us, we believe in peace and prosperity. All religions should flourish together. This is not something that we propagate. This is not something Hinduism even profess. So killing in the name of Hinduism is reprehensible. And you are not a follower of Lord Ram. Let's put it bluntly. You're not a follower of Lord Ram if you're killing someone in the name of Ram.
Many people are commenting that he was a thief. Being a thief does not allow anyone to lynch another person. One thing that needs to be clear, there is law and order in our country. If we are agreeing that he was a thief and he was allowed to be lynched, then we are saying that the law and order of this country has failed. One thing. Second thing is, since 2009 and 2019, there has been around 287 cases of mob lynching, and in that 59% of the people who died are victims are Muslims. So to say that the victims are from all the caste and all the religion would be wrong here. So we have to see that there is a religion here, there is a bigotry at place. And one thing that we all should talk about the failing law and order situation in Jharkhand, especially because Jayant Sinha, MP from the same Hazaribagh, he actually garlanded 8 of the lynch accused, those who were accused of lynching, and it happened in Ramgarh, Jharkhand. When they came out, he garlanded them, and he also supported them with legal counsel. So to say that it is not supported by political party also would be also wrong. And
all right, so a number of people writing there that he was a thief. All right, so that wasn't proven whether he was a thief or not. That remains to be investigated. Yes. Even if he was a thief, he doesn't deserve to be killed for it. There are laws and rules and regulations in place. He should have been handed over to the police on time. He does not deserve to be tortured for 18 hours. He definitely does not deserve to be killed. The fact is that he was made to chant Jai Shri Ram. That makes it all the more worse. That makes it killing in the name of religion. While many would disagree to that, there is an underlying factor here that perhaps his religion also played a part, Bharat.
Yes, definitely. Just now I stated that data that 59% of the victims are Muslim. So denying that mob lynching are just not religion based would be definitely wrong. One thing. Second thing, we have to understand that underlying problem that the hatred has gone into the head of the people, and they are ready to take law and order on their hands and kill someone. So definitely that's a big issue. And just today, this BJP leader, minister from the state, CP Sinha, said that the people who are media is just copy pasting the allegations against the BJP. Instead of taking law and order situation and talking about that how the state has been failing in maintaining the law and order, he again tried to shift the blame. So that's the problem, that ministers and the administration is not ready to take the blame and to work to see that the problem that lynching does not happen. And there is a solution to it. Means the first day in May 2017, when 7 people were lynched in Jharkhand, Jamshedpur, in a span of 3 days, that time only if the government would have put advertisement across media channel, radio channels, that how to see the fake news and how to understand not to fall for fake news and not to fall for hatred based videos, then it would have worked, and Jharkhand would not have seen that many lynching. The amount of lynching we have seen from Jharkhand.
So most number of lynchings of course coming in from Jharkhand at this point in time. Just 2 years back, 7 people were killed in 2 separate incidents.
Yes.
4 people in one side, 3 people on the other side. Lynching once again by mob that believe that they're doing the right thing by killing someone. Yet again another incident has now surfaced. This of course is more polarized than the incidents that happened previously, but this has now become a trend, ladies and gentlemen. It happened back in May, it happened in April. In May, in a Pune based doctor, he was not assaulted exactly, but he was made to chant Jai Shri Ram. Now he found it amusing, but many did not. should it be a compulsion for someone to prove their Hindu credentials by saying Jai Shri Ram, or any credentials for that matter? That was a larger question that many people raised. Let's quickly take in a few comments, Bharat, before we get into the details of this. A logical Indian there writing, Ishan Kulkarni, not condemning is supporting it. For the last 5 years, no stern steps have been taken. That's basically supporting it. All right. So a logical Indian there, of course, saying that not condemning an incident is equivalent to supporting it, and that leads to more incidents going forward. Okay, Jyoti Prabhu writing to us again. This was during Congress too, but media just shut your eyes. That's not true, ma'am. Okay. Saeed is writing to us. I believe this is nothing to do with religion. These guys who kill people in the name of religion should be made to read their religious books, and written exams should be conducted for them. I completely agree. I do not believe that any religion supports any sort of violence, especially not Hindu religion. And those who believe that they are killing in the name of religion, beating someone up in the name of religion, perhaps do not have, Bharat, an understanding of the religion itself.
I would not go into that figure that we are living in a country where we have politics into religion and religion into politics. So to say that religion is devoid of hatred is not a statement I would like to make. One thing. Second thing is that the people who are doing this, they believe that for the larger purpose, where they see Muslims as a other being, they are ready to kill them. So we have to understand that there is a problem lying where they accept that it is okay to kill someone on the basis of religion. So I am not very sure to say that religion is devoid of hatred.
All right, Shravan Verma writing to us, I'm very upset with this type of conspiracy in the country where we respect our diversity. I request even one to please do not move with the false message. Instead, do research. We, the people of India, where we believe in equality. I am worried where we are. Okay, so already basically Shravan saying that he's worried about where we are heading. I would at this point, would like to reiterate, remember this is one-off incident, which also goes on to suggest that Indians at large are right-minded people. However, we also believe in calling out issues and events as and when they happen. This is one of those events that has been happening regularly every second or third month, and therefore we are calling it out today. Let's take in a few more comments here. Mohammad Rehan writing, modern Indian voters choose for such things, so why surprise? Nobody chooses violence, sir. Nobody here chose violence. Nobody chose hatred. We all chose a government which works for development of the country. You may not quite agree with the choices of others, but remember, nobody chooses hatred. Vivek Raj writing, Hindu religion is a way of life. Fundamentalism should not be mixed with secularism. Completely agree with you, sir. No fundamentalist can ever proclaim to be a stern follower of a certain religion, because fundamentalism, specifically in Indian context, is not welcome. Richa Arora writing, convert to no religion. Well, that's also very interesting. Remember, this brings me to an incident. In fact, something that has recently happened in West Bengal. Their humanity is now being taught as religion, right, Bharat?
To be true, to link that to any of these religion would be wrong at this time. At the same time, we have to see that the incident has taken place in Saraikela, Kharsawan district, and this is not first of the lynching that has happened in the area. This in 2017, when 7 people were lynched, it was in the same area. So to say, we have to accept that government has failed completely there. The law and order has completely failed, because if the incidents are being repeated there, then we have to say that government has not acted promptly and to solve the problem. We have to understand that, and we have to demand Jharkhand government that why this is happening, because our silence is adding to it. No condemnation from the CM of the state is adding to the problem, and no condemnation from the PM or him not taking the CM of the state to task is a problem. Both are from the BJP ruling. Both are being ruled by BJP leaders. So law and order is under them, so they need to take action.
Absolutely, and action has been taken also. Let's quickly apprise our viewers that a Pappu, in fact Mandal, has been arrested in this case. He is one of the main man who was heading the mob, leading the mob, that mob that killed Ansari. He has been arrested, he has been booked, but a little too late perhaps, Bharat. If you look at what exactly happened, Ansari died here. He was brutally beaten up till 18th of June. He died on 22nd of June, and he was in turn booked. He was booked for theft. They did not take him to a doctor. He was given the medical certificate, a cleared medical certificate, then and there itself, and 3 days later he succumbed to his injuries. So police took a lot of time. There was laxity on the part of the administration that of course in turn led to the death, the unfortunate death of this 24-year-old boy.
Family of the victims are also alleging that the police did not provide treatment to him on time. That is why it resulted into death, because on June 18 he was beaten up and he died on June 22nd. So that is one allegation, and all the cases, almost all the cases of lynching we have seen, there has been cases against the victim themselves. Police has filed cases against the victims, and the family, after the death of the victim, the family is being prosecuted. It has happened in Ramgarh, Jharkhand. It has happened in other states also. So in recently, few months back also, there was another lynching in Jharkhand. The whole family is running around the court just to get themselves out of the case.
All right, Muhammad Hamid writing to us, who should we look to for justice? No trust on governance, police, and now slowly even on judiciary. I do not think, sir, that you should not be trusting. These are very important organs of our constitution that respects plurality. A large section of the people still respect plurality. We believe that this country is made out of people from different religion, and that's our strength. So I don't think there should be lost trust. At the same time, there should be prompt action taken by the state government as well as the police and administration. Wabashi Tolani at this point, and it's important to address, and he says, I see a tint of anti-BJP and anti-Hindu sentiment in the story, and discussion as always makes me wonder what the intent of the discussion is, playing into Pakistani propaganda. Sir, we're not playing into any propaganda. We do not believe in Pakistan, that Pakistan should be flourishing. We believe that India should be flourishing, and hence the reason why we're bringing to you, we're doing our job of bringing to you a story that matters to us as people and us as country. Had we been playing to Pakistani propaganda, we would have been talking about an issue that matters to Pakistan. But we believe in this country, we believe in the progress of this country and development of this country, and hence we are bringing out an issue that we need to weed out from this country. He further goes on to write, give me evidence, not stories. Hindus will protect all minorities whenever necessary, and the Indian constitution and law protects them extensively, and already that's what India is great about compared to two neighboring Islamic states that suppresses and attacks minority. And individuals, irrespective of faith or position, should be equally held responsible. Completely agree with you on that front. People should be held responsible irrespective of their faith, irrespective of their religion and their ideological views. This is not about being anti-BJP. This is not against India. This is for India, and this is for the people like you and me, who may just be subjected to equal atrocity if there were any other government in power, if the government continued to be as lax as it is, especially the Jharkhand government. This has got nothing to do with the BJP, sir.
We need to understand that when we as citizens think that issues are just about BJP or about Congress, then we are into problem. We have to see, as you said, that we are into protecting minorities, and if it is not happening, then we need to question that why we are failing to protect minorities, why there are lynching taking place, why the fake news is circulating the way it is, or why we are into so much hatred, because economic progress cannot come without cultural harmony. So we need to understand that we are failing into both. So we have to see that.
Okay. And Sher Singh writing to us, and this is very interesting. What about BJP workers being killed in West Bengal? Do you have anything to say about that? I think not. Yes, sir, we do. I will, in fact, ask my colleagues here who are sitting on the right side to quickly forward you all the relevant links as far as West Bengal violence is concerned. We have written extensively against the violence on BJP workers as far as West Bengal is concerned, the violence that has been perpetuated in West Bengal throughout the polling season and after the polling season, and how Mamata Banerjee has reacted to chants of Jai Shri Ram. You will get all the links in the comment section in just a short while from now. But remember, we do not differentiate when it comes to issue, especially when it comes to the people of this country.
When it comes to holding our government accountable.
Absolutely. Let's get in another comment at this point from Halim Rahman. Why are we not pinning down so many cases of lynching as lynching? These are acts of blatant Hindu terrorism. Can't be ignored any longer as acts of mob lynching. Well, some of them are. where many people have been made to chant Jai Shri Ram, made to prove their religion. While these cases may be cases of religious extremism, but I will not go so far as saying Hindu terrorism, sir, because these are one-off cases. These are unorganized mobs. These are not deliberate cases. These happen because certain individual, not in their best of minds, indulge in criminal acts. These are not organized cases, and these can certainly be not called as Hindu terrorism.
We have to see that the problem lies in the way the hatred has been passed across the people and the way people are reacting to this crime. Anyone defending the crime is justifying some way. One thing we have to understand. Second thing is that it is also law and order failing problem. When people see that the law and order is not working properly, then they take law into their hands. And when they see that those who have committed a crime, they are not being prosecuted and they are not put into jail, and they are roaming around and saying that they have done a crime and they are not, they are free, then it becomes a problem. In Jharkhand, it is a major problem. Where all the last 2017 lynching, out of the 11 accused, 8 have been released on bail, and they were garlanded by BJP MP Jayant Sinha.
Okay.
So we have to see that it is law and order problem, and at the same time there is a certain kind of support to them, those who are involved in lynching.
Okay.
And India also does not have a law against lynching, direct law.
Absolutely, there's no direct law. Remember, there have been, however, stringent laws that have been put into place after a number of lynching incidents happened in 2017 and 2018. Restrictions have also been put on social, networking sites in order to ensure that fake news does not float around as easily as it used to. You do not get access to it as much as you were able to, let's say 2 years back from now. So there have been laws that have been put into place. The government has been trying to curb on fake news. However, what do you do of people who come together as mob and try and assault an individual, even if he's a thief, even if he's out there doing something which is illegal? There is law in place to hold such people accountable. Go to your nearest police station, take that person to the police station, get him booked under law. Do not take law in your own hand.
One of the person is commenting that what about Hindus? So if the law and order of the country fails, everyone will be victim. It will be despite whether they are Hindu, whether they are Dalit, whether they are Adivasi, or whether they are Muslims. So if the law and order is failing, we should be worried about that people are not being punished for the crime they are committing.
So let's quickly take names here. Prabhas Gupta, in fact, writing, what about Hindus? So when Hindus are lynched, we take that up too. As I mentioned previously, when a lot of BJP workers were lynched in West Bengal, we have written articles extensively. We'll forward you the links in the comment section.
But killed. Yeah.
Yes, they were killed, and this was political murder, and we've written extensively about it. So this is not about, let's put it out there. This is not about Hindus being killed or Muslims being killed. This is about a person being killed who's a citizen of this country, an Indian being killed in the name of religion. That is important. It's not about your religious identity, it's about your national identity. Let's keep it at that.
And we have to see that if US is coming up with a report that religious intolerance is rising in the state, then it's a major problem. Because US is one of the biggest investors of our country, and it will affect that too. So
hopefully not. Mike Pompeo will be visiting India very, very shortly. In fact, a few days from now. Of course, it remains to be seen how the conversation will be taken up with Mike Pompeo. But let's quickly address a few more comments that have come in. Josie M. John writing, every instance of this kind is a serious blot on secularism of our nation. Prime Minister has the time to comment on cricket, but nothing about what seriously affects us. Such a shame. Every government of that time, BJP or Congress, doesn't matter, has to be questioned. Of course, it's not about which government is in power. It's not about which government is currently ruling Jharkhand. It's about who is being, where the incident is happening and what the government of that state is doing. Here it happens to be Jharkhand, a BJP ruled government, and therefore we are questioning the state government of the BJP, and we will continue to do that irrespective of the religion of the person involved.
Also, a condemnation from PM matters a lot. A certain incident like this has happened. If PM condemns, then it puts the state machinery into action. We have to understand that he has a lot of value and he adds a lot of weight to the justice that needs to be done in this case.
Okay. Rocky Karthik writing, it's clear now that communal harmony in rural India is officially dead. Yet these fools in government shamefully reject the claims made by Global Religious Freedom Report. So Global Religious Freedom Report, let's quickly discuss. It pointed out as to how many leaders have made speeches during the polling season which were not quite conducive to the secular nature of our country, and this report was outrightly rejected by the Ministry of External Affairs, and the Ministry of External Affairs obviously in a press briefing said that a country like the US should not be interfering or meddling with the Indian affairs. As far as our secular nature is concerned, India is a very secular country, and we continue to make sure that every Indian practices their secular credentials by the virtue of the constitution of this country. So it's the secular nature of this country is enshrined in the constitution, and every person has the right to practice the faith they want to practice. So India rubbished the report. Perhaps it was a little too early, a step taken too early without even analyzing what the report has to say and addressing some of the issues, Bharat.
Yes, definitely. We have to understand that as India said that foreign countries should not interfere in their work. At the same time, when two kids were married in two Hindu kids were married in Pakistan, two Hindu girls were married in Pakistan, then Sushma Swaraj commented on the issue. So definitely nations comment on each other's issue, and here US has put out a report giving a clear detail of the speeches made by our politicians. So we should have seen that report, and we should have addressed each problem than to just outrightly deny it. And when we are doing, when the government denied it, MEA denied it, on the same time we are listening this report of a hate crime.
Okay.
So definitely there is a problem that
interestingly,
needs to be
Prabhat Gupta is writing, hey, when will you speak about Kashmiri Pandits? Let's talk about them tomorrow, sir. Today we are talking about this individual. We'll take up your request. We will talk about Kashmiri Pandits tomorrow. Okay, another person, Ashu Sharma, writing and saying this is hypocrisy. I'm not sure, sir, why you think it's hypocrisy. We are, of course, talking about an issue which is very, very important. Death of a 24-year-old. If it doesn't matter to you, I'm not sure what does. It matters to us here at the Logical Indian. Puran Shroff writing, when people were killed in the UK and Australia, none of Indians gave an answer to that. Of course, we did not come up with a report, obviously questioning as to why India, the US should come up with a report on India. A lot of people, of course, writing to us. We are trying to take up as many as possible, as many comments as possible. Shehzad Raza writing, seriously, people in Jharkhand are mental case. I'm not sure, sir, why you think making a general sweeping statement. Bharat here is from Jharkhand.
Yes.
Absolutely, Bharat. And Bharat here is talking about the incidents in Jharkhand. So no, sir, not all people from Jharkhand have an issue. It's certain individual. If it's a trend, we are addressing the trend. If it's a mentality issue, we are going to address that issue with the mentality of the people, and obviously with the current prevailing situation in Jharkhand. We have been trying to take as many comments here as possible. Thanks very much, guys. All of you are writing to us. We are perhaps running short of time at this point in time. Thanks very much for writing. Remember, a 24-year-old boy was killed. He was made and forced to chant Jai Shri Ram. This is not what Hinduism teaches you. I'm a Hindu, he's a Hindu, and this is not what Hinduism is all about. We will, of course, continue to take up issues that are very, very important to us as a secular country, because that's what makes us proud Indians. Thanks very much for watching. Stay logical.
Thank you.